back to my channel. This is Isaac here bringing you another video. If you're new to this channel, make sure you subscribe to this channel. Follow me on social media. I'll put the links down in the description below. And as you can see in the title, yes, I am looking for a motorcycle, but I want to basically explain to you an experience that happened to me while I'm here in Guatemala. So if you guys aren't familiar with how purchases and things like that goes, negotiations and things like that, this is going to be the perfect video to basically tell you how it is. Not everything is always going to go the way you plan it to go. I don't really care where you are. Basically, you know, if you don't really know about things, it's easy to get taken advantage of, and that's basically what happened. So I'm getting ready to hop into this video and tell you guys about it. I'm basically a beginner at learning how to ride a motorcycle. So I basically want to show you guys this experience in me buying a motorcycle, because I've always wanted one, and it's really easy to have one being here in Guatemala. And it's also fun, you know, if you guys like to race, you like speed and things like that. I like adrenaline, so that's my style. Last week, you know, we were just like, you know, let's look for a motorcycle. We saved up some money, and let's just see what we can find out there. You know, go on Facebook Marketplace and let's see what they got, because the marketplace obviously is wherever you are. So they have a lot of different versions and styles of motorcycle. I had no idea what I was looking for at all. I just knew that I liked sport motorcycles. You know, I'm not a big fan of like Harleys like that. Like, I mean, they get some good motorcycles, you know, the Terminator motorcycle, but I like that sport, you know, biker boys type motorcycles, you know, that you can just like. So I don't need to be going that fast as I'm learning anyway. They say, you know, start off on like a, you know, 100, 200 pound bike, you know, before you move up to like 400, 600 or whatever like that. Most of the bikes, you know, here are like 100 and 200. So that's perfect. That's a good way for me to learn, so it's not too heavy. Because I had a bad experience a couple of years ago, about 6 years ago actually, where I actually got on my first motorcycle. You know, someone let me get on there, and let's just say the bike was over 1,000 pounds. I never got on a motorcycle before in my life. But he said, yeah, go ahead and get on. You know, I got on and everything like that. And, you know, I'm not really going to get into that, but let's just say I failed. God wasn't too happy about it, but, you know, I escaped that situation. But I ain't been on a motorcycle in like 4 years after that. And then I got on a small one just to kind of ride it around, but I don't really have the fundamentals of motorcycle driving. So I'm going to learn, you know. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. The only way you're going to learn is to try, right? So we're going to go ahead and buy a motorcycle. Well, first of all, obviously, newer motorcycles, like brand new, you know, I would love to get one. But to be honest, I'm just learning. And I didn't want to mess up a new motorcycle, like a brand new motorcycle right off the lot. So I said, let's look for some used ones. That's why I said the Facebook Marketplace, because they got some used ones, but they're not like old. You know what I mean? They're still like a couple of years old. And that's not a problem. You know, I saw a video that actually said it's better to buy like that anyway. Enough for me to learn, but at the same time, enough for me to enjoy. So, saw this guy put a post, you know, on Facebook and was like, you know, selling motorcycles, just looking at the prices. And like I said, I don't have no idea about motorcycles. I just know the size, or it can go faster. You know, the faster velocity or whatever like that. I said, I don't want to start on no 100, no 120, you know, no 150. I said, let me start on the 200, you know, something that's a little bit bigger, but, you know, because I like speed. So I need something that has a little speed to it, but not too fast, you know. So we were just scrolling through, and we saw one, you know, for a good price, especially here in Guatemala. So compared to some of the other ones. And I said, that's like a racing bike. And I said, they selling it for that price? And it's only like a year or two old? Barely any miles on there? And I said, yeah, I said, let's reach out to him, you know, and let's see, you know, and he's close by, because they had some other ones that were like a little bit further out in the city, you know, a couple hours away, some 3 hours away, you know, so we weren't gonna do nothing like that. But since the guy was like literally 5 minutes down the street, yeah, let's go. So we, sent him a message, and he said, yeah, I'm selling my motorcycle. I just need the money. So that's why I'm selling it for like that. So we looked up the value. The value of the motorcycle is pretty decent, and it's a new brand. It's not really a new brand, like they just came out, but this version is, like I said, 2 years old. So it's basically new, and it's from this country. So it's called a Freedom. That's the name of the brand, and then the model of the motorcycle is called a Spitzer. So, and it was a 250 pound. So I said, actually, that got some speed to it, so it's actually pretty good, and it's a racing style motorcycle, so if I haven't already, I'll put a picture up there where you guys can see what it looked like. But I said, okay, let's go down there and just, see how it looks. And I've already practiced a little bit with her niece, her boyfriend, husband now actually. So he actually let me practice a little bit on his like a couple of months ago. So I kind of got a feel for it. So I'm not like too beginner, so I said I can handle it, I got this, I can do it. So we went down there, and the bike looked good, and said, let's look at it. I don't have no idea what I'm looking at. I mean, obviously, basically checking the brakes, checking to make sure, the brakes are good. The chain, they said to check the chain, make sure, ain't no cracks in the chassis and anything like that. Make sure the lights work, function, everything. Make sure you got oil and stuff like that. So did all that, and said let's go for a test drive, because this bike is, it's kind of small. I said, especially for my size, I'm like 6 foot, and this bike is like really, it's kind of short, but it's the same. It's the style of bike that I like. I said, well, let's go. So he let me get on, and I was kind of like, I wish I had recorded this so you guys can see it. It would have been a lot better than me explaining it to you, but we wasn't really expecting this to happen. So I got on and just kind of like, if you get a feel for the weight and everything like that, and it felt good. And I said, well, but I'm still learning, so you ride it for me. I'm gonna get on back and then let me see if there's anything wrong with the engine or whatever. We called one of her friends to come over to kind of look at it too, because there was no mechanic that we knew that wanted to come over there today, that day. And they was like, we can come a couple of days later, and we was like, no, we want to see today because the guy's gonna sell it. And so and they were trying to charge a stupid amount of money, which is dumb, just to come and look at it, but that's a whole nother story. So got on there, rode it, had some power. I said, okay, make me almost fall off the bike and everything. I said, okay, this thing got some power. We can get up some hills, and had no problems going up hills and passing people, it's no issues. And that's what I wanted. I didn't want something that was too slow. I saw motorcycles struggling to get up the hill and all that. I didn't want a motorcycle like that. So we said, we like this bike. What can we do? He said, the bike is good condition. Our friend checked it out, and he said he test drove it. He said it's pretty good. And I said, okay, let's get it then. What can we do? We can't go to the bank tonight because the ATM's not gonna let us take out a certain amount of money. So he said, well, I got a guy that's coming from another town like 3 hours away tomorrow, and he gonna get it. So you need to, basically let me know if you gonna get it or not. And I, kind of pressuring us. So, we was just like, well, we don't want that to happen. So we can give you, just like a deposit, basically. We're in quetzales. It's like 1,000 quetzales. Yeah, it's like $130 some, like that. So it was like, okay, that's not too bad. And we'll go ahead and, put a hold on it. And then tomorrow, we'll go ahead and get the rest of the money when I, get off of work. We're going to come over there and meet you. And then we'll go ahead and, we'll take it. So that's exactly what we did. The next day, met him at the gas station. He brought the title, brought everything like that. Everything looked good. It wasn't in his name. He said it was his family. So it was like, okay, well, we just got to get it changed over. Because I can't get it changed over to my name, unfortunately, because I'm not a resident here. So it's got to be in her name. So which is fine. We still gonna share the bike. So okay, paid him the money, and it was like, well, I can ride to the house and try. And he was like, he offered to take us, to our house. So I said, okay, that's fine, that'd be cool. So he took me, but I didn't tell him exactly where we stayed because, trust everybody, right? So just took him around the area, which you shouldn't even have did that. after I tell you what happened. And okay, I took the bike, the best as I could to the house, and I made it. There was no issues, got a feel for it and just kind of practiced, like rolling on it, like leaning and everything. But then we was just like, why this gear don't change? When you pull the clutch, the gears are supposed to change from first gear, second gear, third gear, fourth gear, and the gear was hard, and I was just like, is that how it's supposed to be? We checked it and everything, but we don't know what we're checking because we didn't have a mechanic, number one, and we don't know about motorcycles. So that maybe it's something loose or whatever. So got on there and tried, and it just wouldn't go to second gear. How did he do it? He just did it, and he did it with no problem. First gear, second gear, third gear, no problem. I can't change it. She got on, she can ride. She can't change it. Her niece came over, and her boyfriend got on. He can't change it. Wait a minute now, something's wrong. Did this guy mess up the bike, or, so we was just kind of worried, like, why is this thing not changing? Then, because I didn't ride the bike, that was a bad thing, because I wasn't able to check that myself in the beginning and check the brakes. The brakes did not work. You have to pull the brakes just so it can work like 2 or 3 times before it actually catch on. It's probably got some air, in there, and it needs to be bled out. And I'm just like, he didn't say anything about that. He didn't tell us about that. Then we started to smell this gas. Why is this thing smelling like gas? And we walked around and we're just like, this thing is not supposed to smell like gas. But anyway, I wanted to practice, so let's go. Let's go to the gas station, put some gas in there, and then that way I can get a ride, get a feel for it. And so that's what we did. Filled up the tank. Didn't take that much, about $20, maybe less than that. No, $12, not 20, about $12 to fill it up. 100 quetzales. So then next day we say, let's see the motorcycle, and you can smell the gas before you walk, to the motorcycle. Like, you can smell it. And I'm like, wait a minute now, this thing is not supposed to smell like gas. We got over there and we looked at it, and the gas tank was full yesterday. The next day, it was like almost half of it leaked out. The guy did not tell us that it had a hole or something in the gas tank or something for this gas to leak out, because the gas tank was empty when he gave it to us. Like, basically empty. So we would have never known to check for something like that, especially not know. So we were like, let's get our mechanic over here and see what's wrong, see how much it's gonna cost or whatever. He comes through, he checks it out, and he says, yeah, this thing has got some type of, hole or something under there where it's causing this gas to leak out, and it's gonna catch fire, and that's dangerous. The engine can blow up. And we were just like, why he didn't say nothing to us? So we tried to send him messages. We tried to call him, and he would not answer his phone. He was supposed to meet us like a couple of days later to give us the key to open up the seat so we can, check the battery and everything like that. He didn't have that, so he was supposed to give that to us later on. We said, okay, so if you're supposed to meet up with us later anyway, why don't you answer on our phone? And so we were just like, we gave him all the money, and he didn't mention anything about that. He didn't even mention about the changing, the gear shifter or nothing. He didn't mention anything. Like I said, that's not too bad. You can get that changed. That's not a problem. But the gas is a big problem. We don't know how much that would cost, and that's something that you should have mentioned. He was just wanting to supposedly pressure us to buy this bike because somebody else was going to, and just to get it off his hands, supposedly. So we said, well, he did kind of mention to my girlfriend where he lived, just not exactly where, but kind of the area, So we said, we're gonna go there and look for this because we don't know what's going on. And he finally answered and said, I'm at work. And we said, okay, but we need this, and we need, we need to talk to you. He didn't answer. And then later he said, meet me in the park at 2 o'clock. And we said, okay. So this is the park that we were sitting here waiting for this guy. And it was like, he said he was gonna be there at 2 o'clock. And we waited here for almost an hour, just basically waiting for him to show up. And he never answered the phone. He didn't say anything. This guy is not showing up. We're sitting here waiting for this guy for like an hour, almost 2 hours. And we're just like, we're not about to just sit here and wait for him. And then he not answering his phone anymore. And supposedly he got off of work early or whatever, so why are you not answering if you know we're sitting here waiting? So what do you think we're gonna do? We're gonna come around this area. We know he lives somewhere in this area right here. And so we're gonna try to find this guy. So I want you guys to see what that looked like while we were looking for this guy. So yeah, we said basically we just gonna have to try to ask some people if they recognize, you know, that motorcycle, because this type of motorcycle, nobody really have it, and he's the only one that really have this motorcycle, and it's the only one of this color. So, you know, we said, okay, we just gonna come on down here, you know, close to where it is and start asking people, because, you know, they seen him, you know, many times. So somebody got to know at least point us in the right direction. So we had asked the guy down there, and then he had told us it was more in the actual town of this town over here. So we had to come back over here and look down some of these streets down here until we got to the town, or they called it like an aldea is what it's called. This little small town right here, they had some motorcycles and stuff sitting outside, and, you know, we were asking, you know, people who had like similar types of motorcycles and stuff, and nobody really knew. And we also felt like sometimes they were just not wanting to tell because, you know, they don't know what we was looking for him for. And now mind you, we walked. We're riding right now in the car just to show you, you know, where we were. But we had to walk all this, and literally we walked this entire town. So we had parked the motorcycle right here, and parked the car, and then we started walking around this whole area. We even asked inside this little store right here if they saw, and the guy said they live somewhere like more up the hill and everything like that. So we started basically walking up the hill and everything, just trying to find out. Can you imagine having to search this small town, you know, for somebody? The good thing is it's a small town. That was like the only good thing about it. It wasn't big. So, you know, you can imagine like in the town we live, or searching in the city. Oh, no, we wouldn't have found that guy. He would have got away. So the name of it was Aldea and Colonia. It's Colonia Santo Domingo, which is where we are. And he lived in Aldea Santo Domingo. And the people were getting confused with that. And we weren't going over there because they said it was really dangerous over there. But that day, we didn't care. You know, just we wanted to find this guy so he can fix our motorcycle. Now, this has been going on for about another 2 hours now, I should say. And we still did not find this guy. If I had known what was getting ready to happen and how it was gonna be, I would have recorded it. But the thing is, I did not know. So that is why I'm gonna have to tell you what happened now. So some kids said, hey, yeah, we know this guy. He lived right there. That's his mom and that's his wife right there. Finally, we found this guy. And we said, okay, now we're gonna go ahead and confront him, because they said he's there. He said he's at work. We were sitting there waiting for him at the park for an hour or two. We're looking for him for about an hour or two, and he's not answering the phone. So yeah, we're about to go and confront him. So he comes out the house. Well, actually, no. First, my girlfriend, she said, we don't go straight to the point. She said, yeah, we're looking to try to, buy this motorcycle. Showed her a picture of the motorcycle, the mom. And she, his name is Alex. And we're looking, for, he said to meet him here so we can go ahead and buy this motorcycle. And she said, oh, yeah, he sold that motorcycle already. So that's how we knew that it was the right place. And we said, okay, well, can we talk to him? And she was like, why do you need to talk to him for? He sold the motorcycle already. Yeah, but he told us today to meet him to buy the motorcycle, to look at it. Well, he sold this thing like a week ago. So why did he tell us? Well, she said, what did you say his name was again? His name is Alex. She went to say something to the wife and everything, and then she came back and said, no, his name is not Alex. And we said, yeah, that's just his name. Look, this is the Facebook page and everything. This is, and she said, no, that's not him. And so we was like, well, this is who we were talking to. The name don't matter. But this is the guy we were talking to, because that's how we know where to come here to speak to him. And she was just trying to defend him, which is admirable, because that's the mom. She's going to defend her son. So, of course. But at the same time, we want to talk to him. And then that's when my girlfriend said, we are the ones who bought the motorcycle. And the problem is, he's supposed to meet us, and he did not show up, and he's not answering the phone. Oh, he's busy right now. He's with his brother. You with your brother that you can't come outside? Yeah, he's too busy. Come inside. We don't want the people to hear. Just come inside and tell me, what's going on. So we walked inside, just the front of the yard or whatever, so we can talk to her. And so my girlfriend started to explain and say, this is the thing that happened. This bike has all these problems, and why he didn't tell us this. And we done paid him all this money, and he's not answering the phone. We supposed to met him today. He's not answering his phone. He said he at work and he's inside. So what's going on? Are you, And she said, well, I don't have anything to do with that. But and she, well, we're gonna call the police. No, don't call the police. And hold on a minute. So then he came outside. She went to get her husband, which is his father. So they all came outside. So that's why I'm saying I didn't think to record this thing, but because I don't want to make it more intense than what it already was. And so he said, what happened? And we said, look, you told us you was gonna meet us at 2 o'clock in the park, and we were sitting there. Where were you? You said you was at work. I was working. No, you wasn't, because they said he was here all day. You were in there talking with your brother. Yeah, he coming up with all these different excuses. So we need to talk to you because this bike has all this issue. No, this bike don't have this issue. Yeah, it does. You want to see? Yeah, show me, because this bike don't have these issues, he said. Okay, so we took him over there. We had to park the bike, obviously, somewhere in the motorcycle, we had to park it. And then we said, okay, go ahead and look at it. And so he started to look, and he said, everything looks good. I said, no, this thing is loose here. The brakes don't work. And look, this thing smells like gas. I don't smell gas, he said. How you gonna say you don't smell gas and the gas smell is there? Look, it's leaking right here. We showed him. And he said, it's not leaking. So you mean to tell me you can't see? Why are you being like that? And he said, so let me see, maybe I can fix it or whatever like that. And we said, yeah, because the thing is, we done paid you all this money, and we're gonna have to pay this amount. The mechanic is charging us this amount, and they were charging us $1,500, almost $200 to fix everything that we needed to fix. And we need the money to be able to do that. We don't mind keeping the bike, but you're gonna have to, because you didn't tell us, you didn't disclose this information. The gas tank was empty. And he said, well, maybe it got a hole in there because you fell. No, I didn't fall. I'm learning everything, and that was the mistake that we should have never told him. So we knew he was going to use that as an excuse. And no, I did not fall, because I didn't even get a chance to really ride the motorcycle. He said, yeah, it's missing this thing here, and I can fix it or whatever. Well, that's fine. but you have to leave the motorcycle with me. You know, well, we don't trust leaving a motorcycle with you, because you can take that motorcycle and you can sell it to somebody, and then you don't got the money and the motorcycle and come up with some excuse. So we need something from you. Give me your ID, your license or something. I don't have no ID. I don't have no license. And what is your name is not even Alex. No. So why'd you put that on Facebook? So what are you doing? Like, you're trying to hide something? And yeah, my name is Caesar, you know? Yeah, because your mom said your name was Caesar. And we heard her call you Caesar, you know? But you said your name is Alex. Why'd you put a fake name? You could have had a fake number. You know, all you had to do is get a different SIM card and put it in your phone, you know? So why go through that hassle to try to scam somebody? So he said, you know what, just give me just give me the bike and I'll give you the money back. We said, that's fine, you know? So let's go, but we want you to give us all the money. No, I'm not giving you all the money back. Oh, no. You're giving us all the money back. Because I already had to pay 100 quetzales to fill up this gas tank, you know, $12 to fill this thing up. And you don't want to give me all my money back just because you're saying that I messed it up. Then he started saying, this thing is messed up, you know, messed up my bike. This bike wasn't like this, and coming up with all these excuses. And I was like, dude, no. My girlfriend said, I'm gonna call the lawyer and we're gonna get the lawyer involved. So she reached out to the lawyer, supposedly. That's what he thought. So,
What were you talking
and I thought too, actually. I'm not even gonna lie, but I thought she called too, but she stepped away. And so she was bluffing him. So he was like, oh, okay, you know, all right, let's go back up to my place and I'll just give you the money. All right, let's go. So, and then he was changing the gears like no problem. You know why? Because he's used to it being broken. So he's used to riding it like that. And he didn't have the money to fix it. So he was trying to sell it so that way he can get it off his hands, because these parts that we found out from the mechanics, and we talked to 3 different mechanics, by the way, just to make sure one wasn't lying to us, because like I said, the other one was trying to charge us 1,500, you know, quetzales, and we said we're not paying that. So let's get an opinion from somebody else. And these parts are hard to find, and they are Honda parts, so they are more expensive. And he didn't have the money to be able to afford that. Basically, that's what it was. So he wanted to get it off his hands, and that's why supposedly he sold it cheaper. You know, he just wanted to sell it. Gas issues, all that. Get to his house, and go ahead and give us all the money. You know, and he's calling us names and saying stuff. We arguing back and forth, and he's like, I need my title and all that stuff. We'll get your stuff. So we had to run back to the house and get it because we left it here. We got back over there, and he was talking about, we're not giving you the money. And I told my girlfriend, I said, wait, let's not give him the title yet. Wait till they give us the money first, or have it out before we give it to him. And we gave it to him, and they was like, we're not giving you the money, because what you're doing is not fair. You bought this thing used, and so it's as is, and that's how it is. They said, no, you're supposed to check on the first day. Your son knew that we don't know about motorcycles. He knew that I was learning. He knew that the guy that came out there was our friend, was not a mechanic to check. Your gas tank was empty, so we were not able to see that. I'm not stupid enough that I can't see a gas leak. You know, I filled this tank up. Oh no, you were driving. Look at them. Look at the kilometers or the miles. They're still the same, basically. Trying to come over to give us the money, but we're calling the police. So we started to call the police. They came back outside. Just come inside. We don't want the people. No, my girlfriend said we want the people to hear and see how you know, scam artists really are. So they were scared. No, don't call the police. You know, just we'll just go ahead and give you all the money, but we're gonna give you all of it, but we're not gonna give you 100 of it left. Dude, you give me all the money because you guys knew what you were doing wrong. And the bad thing about it is they were gonna get away with it, but if it was not for my girlfriend catching on to many things and us checking that gas and everything like that, they would have got away with it. And we was like, look, we didn't even offer to give the money back. He's the one who said it, because he knew he was wrong. He was guilty, and he knew he was guilty, and he wanted to cover it up. How you gonna have a fake name and all these things like that? Yeah, he was guilty. He knew the thing was leaking and he knew there was problems, and tried to blame us and say that I failed, or you messed up the bike you drove. Check the mileage on there. It's still the same, barely, and it moved. So I don't want to hear that. Yeah, exactly, because he was trying to cover it up. You're gonna learn one day, not to scam the right people, and that's exactly what happened. So it's basically a lesson to be learned for anybody that when you're buying something, use like a vehicle or motorcycle, check everything. Even if you don't know too much about it, check everything, because that's something that you don't want to have to deal with, especially if it could be a situation where you may not be able to get your money back. I wish I was able to really show you guys that, but like I said, it was in that moment and it was just kind of difficult to really do that. And the cat is like blocking my light. Make sure he don't get on the table because he's trying to get that meat over there. Sorry, cat was trying to get our food and everything like that. But anyway, just be careful whenever you're gonna do something like that, because we got blessed and we thank God for it that we were able to get all the money back. And we may not be so lucky like that again. So now we know, to really check and make sure, even if we have to bring a mechanic, to check things like that, because we are going to buy another motorcycle. So hopefully it's better than this one. I've been doing some research on it, and I want to show you guys. But it's not going to be in this video, it's going to be the next one. So make sure you stay tuned to that when it comes up. That way you can see what that experience is going to be like, because that is going to be tomorrow. So I hope you guys really enjoyed what you saw. Make sure you follow me on social media. Hit that post notification bell, subscribe to this channel, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.